This is Cordyline festival grass, or Cordyline urid. Red fountain grass. It's known by a couple of names based on whether you're in Australia or the United States. Anyway, let's get into the plant. Well, very striking foliage, as you can see here. This one's in bloom. It's in full sun, so you get the bright red color. You're about to see some that are here you go. This one's blooming. So what's interesting is notice on the left there that the flower spikes are branched, and then it's covered with tiny little white flowers here. Okay, this was and the stems are the same color as the foliage. And there's one that's got a little more shade, and you see the deeper color. So know that just like some of the other colored foliage plants, that the sun or the amount of light that they're receiving certainly has a bearing on what kind of coloration you're going to get out of the plant. More direct sun is going to give you that nice bright red color. Now I've seen some that are in hotter areas and they're almost washed out looking, so their ability to tolerate really strong sun I think is limited. I live in a hot inland valley, and some of the cordylines I find stress out a bit. So and what I read on this one is that this one would prefer some protection from the hottest part of the sun if you're in a warmer area. The ones you're looking at are in San Francisco, California, and again this is in late April. So I think the key play here as a design element is this A, the form, and B, the color. So unlike the different flaxes that we see, it has a more graceful habit, which I really like. And as these fill in, they get even fuller and fuller. And then the finer blade texture, and also the lack of a variegation. I like the solid red. So this looks a lot like a flax, but it actually is a cordyline. And that shot that I showed earlier while I was talking about something else shows that there were 3 little stalks at the base of that one plant. And that's what's easy to forget with this, as you look at it and your brain just says, oh, that's a flax. But there are multiple trunks under these plants, and over time, to be honest, I've never seen an older one that had lifted off the ground, and presumably you could cut those and reestablish a low base, but do know that they have multiple trunks underneath. And this was the first one I'd seen blooming as well, and again this is late April, so really interesting flowers. This one here is not blooming at all, and it's right next to the one that is, so I'm not sure if certain ones are going to bloom, if you have male and female, or what's happening there, but most of the ones in this grouping were blooming when I saw this. Lower water, no, these actually prefer kind of low to regular water. This planting you see here is all done on drip irrigation and was low water, so I'm presuming that this can take lower water. And also hardy to 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Size-wise, what you're looking at there, those are about 4 feet wide and about 3 feet high. So sizing-wise, I'd say that that's a good gauge. The book lists them at being a little smaller than that, but there were a whole group of these, and they were all 3.5 to 4 feet wide by about 3 to 3.5 feet tall. I think they kind of roll over when they get more mature and fill in. And that is Cordyline festival grass, urid, red fountain grass. Enjoy.